So I'll give you an example. You'll get an idea for a promotion as part of this camp. And you get very excited about the idea. And then you're going to realize, oh, I have to actually pitch this idea in front of the whole class. And there's going to be a panel of people judging me like Shark Tank. And I'm not 100% sure of it at this point. And you'll be down here. And that's where you got to make a decision. Do you ditch your idea, go back to here, or do you plow through and eventually, hopefully, get more of an informed optimism about your idea? Same thing for promotion. You're going to write that promotion. You're going to start out writing it, pitching it. You're very excited about it. At some point, you're going to end up in here. Could be first weekend. It could be right before it gets sent to Joe or whatever. But what's going to happen is that promotion is going to go out the door, if it's going out the door, regardless of your feelings on it. And it's either going to work or not work. And even if it doesn't work, you're going to feel like crap, but you're still going to have more of an informed belief for next time. And I'll tell you what, even if you have a massive success for promotion, what's going to happen is the same thing. You're going to feel very excited. You just wrote a huge hit. Say it's a $10 million promo, or 30 to 40,000 name front end or something like that. Well, then you're going to realize, oh wait, I have to do this again, and I have to top myself, and other people are going to have a lot more expectations for me. And you're back to the dip again. Is there any questions on the dip?
Sounds way more depressing than what it actually is.
No, sorry.
There's a certain copywriter that I won't name that's in the office, but literally they go through this every single time. So they'll come into my office like somewhere right around here, right? And they'll be like, I've got the best idea. It's this 24-cent cryptocurrency about to explode. What do you think about the idea? And I'm like, well, who's it for? And they go, oh, it's for editor A, and it's going to be amazing. And I'm like, whoa. So I'm like, yeah, it's a great idea. And then the next time they come in my office, they're like right here, and they're like, oh, shit, the editor won't work with me. I can't find the research. I don't know if I should drop this idea or not. And then the next time they see me, it's like right here, and they're like, oh, God, like I'm the world's worst person. And then like somewhere around, they push through it, and they end up back here, and they're like, no, it's going to kill again. It's going to kill again. And then it goes out, and they could go either way at that point after it goes out. It's like the same person. It's like every time they walk in my office, I know I'm either going to see super happy, amazing upswing, totally like starting to get depressed, massively depressed, or that it's went out and it's been a big hit and they're back excited. So like everybody goes through this, right? You may not have the emotional extremes that this particular individual does all the time, but that happens all the time. If anybody's written copy goes through that exact
and I would
thing
say
over and over.
It's like, it's just the way humans are. It's a good thing if you get in here because it means you're doing the right things. If you're just apathetic or you don't have that emotional cliffhanger experience, then that's where something's wrong, because you're not putting yourself out there or leaning into your ideas or your copy or your work as strong as you should. That's just how it's supposed to work. And where people going in the dip isn't the problem, and going in the dip is just kind of the expectation. It's just getting stuck here where it can be real dangerous for both whatever you're working on or really your life. My opinion.
Okay, so rules for copy camp. Number 1, find a copy buddy. So here's why that's important. Buddy up starting today. And there's 2 people that I know have already picked buddies, so they're probably off the table. But the reason that you want to find a copy buddy is that, and we're going to get to this in a second, when you start writing down your ideas, you have at least one other person to bounce your ideas off of. You have one other person who can look at your headlines and look at your leads, or that you could talk to about research over and over and over again. So number 1, pick a copy buddy. What this will prevent is bottlenecks in the system other places. So I'll use myself as a bottleneck. If you're constantly trying to just pitch me ideas, you're going to be terribly disappointed because I'm hard to find sometimes because I'm working on other things. So if you're like, hey, I got to pitch Joe on an idea, or I got to pitch just Ryan, or just Addison, or just Doug, or just Aaron, if you're looking to only that one person who's got a gazillion other things going on, you may not be able to find that person as quickly as you want. So pick at least a copy buddy that's going through the same thing and reciprocate in listening to each other's ideas. Notice that we didn't call them copy friends. We're not here to be friendly with each other. We're here to be honest with each other. So if you don't like an idea that your copy buddy's pitching you, tell them you do not like that idea. or just stare at them blankly like this. Don't do this. Oh, that's a great idea. Man, that's the world's fucking worst idea. Don't do that, because that's not gonna help them, right? You're here to be a critic of that idea. The best way you can help that person is to be honest with them about what you're believing about that idea. Don't just sit there and try to be nice. You see this time and time and time again, right? Someone goes to pitch an idea, and the other person that they're pitching it to can tell that they put a lot of work into it, and instead of just being honest, they just smile at them and they're like, yay, that looks good, when it doesn't look good. So just be honest with the person, right? So be a copy buddy, be honest with that person.
You know, one way you can do that without hurting anyone's feelings, you can just
Stare at them.
stare at them. You might also just talk on behalf of the reader or the prospect. So you're not saying it's your opinion, saying if I was a reader or a prospect, it just wouldn't get me that interested. And then you're not saying anything about, it's not you judging them, you're just giving them your professional opinion of what our readers would think of it.
So typically that goes like this. I love that idea, but our readers are going to fucking hate it. So speaking on behalf of my reader, it's a terrible idea, but I personally love it.
Yeah.
That's the way it comes out.
Is there a way to give feedback on those ideas rather than just say it sucks?
Yes.
Yeah, we'll have that in a future copy camp session. But one way to do that is to use a what if statement.
Okay.
So as opposed to saying your idea sucks, you could say, well, what if instead of talking about and you don't want to say anything negative, right? Like what if instead of talking about blue chip stocks in general, you reposition that in a way that would be more exciting to our readers, such as calling them D shares or something like that.
Right.
So like, you don't want to say, what if your idea wouldn't suck, because that would still be kind of negative. Try to reframe it as a positive what if suggestion, and they'll get the hint right away, because basically you're saying that, you know, that their idea needs some improvement in a way.
Right. Well, I'm saying just help them get better feedback, or you know, if you can develop more. Because I know when I worked with it, it's like oh, that idea's terrible. And like, now what? You know, you just like blocked. And,
yeah, you shouldn't be negative, and this just doesn't help anybody.
Right.
And being nice, to Joe's point, is just as bad. Just, you know, try to frame things as like positive suggestions. It's always a good idea.
Yeah, my favorite what if, to be really nice, is what if you just found a new idea?
Still positive.
If you want to make royalties, what if you just found a new idea? Okay, next one is, and we're going to pass these out, so take and pass if you don't mind. You can take and pass if you don't mind. Here, I'm going to add more to it. Okay, so step number 1, find a copy buddy. Step number 2, we just gave you a journal. Do you mind if I rearrange things? Fill this journal out every single day. Every day, right? I think there's 100 pages in there, so that will get you way past copy camp. And I have 100 more in my office. So I think we're going to run out of these books for quite a while.
When we say every day, we mean every day that ends in the word day. So
what is Saturday?
Yeah. Sunday, President's Day, etc. Like that, we mean every day, 7 days a week.
Yep. So step number 1, find a copy buddy. Step number 2, fill that book out every single day. So that comes back to that work ethic side, right? There's going to be a lot of lazy people out there that don't fill out ideas on Saturdays and Sundays. Those lazy people will not earn royalties. You guys will, because you're filling it out every single day. So what you're going to find inside there is the next step. So as part of all of these steps, you should be writing down an idea every single day. There's 2 things that we want you to do here. Number 1, write down the idea in that book. And number 2, if you're part of Copy Camp, you're going to see a link that Ryan's already passed out in his email. It's bit.ly/copyideas. We want you to put your idea, while you're in Copy Camp, put your ideas, as well as in your personal journal, put it into that copy idea sheet in Google Docs. Hold your copy buddy accountable. So if your copy buddy is late, if your copy buddy misses, if your copy buddy doesn't write down an idea a day, you are also guilty by association. That's the reason of the copy buddy. Keep your copy buddy accountable. Write down an idea every single day. Write it down in that book and write it down in that Google sheet. That is bit.ly/copyideas.
And all these daily tasks, these are the minimum. 1 a day. If you have more than that, then put more down. But the minimum is 1.
Next thing you're going to want to do is read a promotion every single day. We've made this insanely easy for you because we separated out 60 promos to read in order over the course of the next 60 days in Copy Camp. They are in the other bit.ly link that Ryan passed out. So bit.ly/copyreading has 60 promos in there for you. You should read those on the day that they're marked to read those. It's pretty simple. Day 1, day 2, day 3. So today would be day 1. You should read the promo that's in day 1 right now.
In a future Copy Camp, we'll go over some better ways to read copy, but I can just tell you right now, definitely try to be an active reader. Don't just read it, but try to think and understand and speculate what the copywriter was intending while you read it. You may have to read it more than once to kind of grasp that.
When you get done reading your promotion for the day, in this journal as well, there's a section that says the #1 thing I learned about reading that promotion a day or today was, write something down. So what'd you learn, right? It could be, I learned that using credibility in the headline complex when you have a really wacky prediction is powerful. I learned that you shouldn't just state that the price is $49, that you should build a bigger case for it being $99 on a published price, and then once you have anchored that person to that price, then you cut the price down to $49. So write whatever you learned from that promotion that day down into that book. And the next thing is that you should be writing a page of copy every single day. A page of copy. So the big question there is everybody says, well, what do I write about? Because I don't know. You can write about anything. You can write, and we'll cover this a little bit later, you may not know what a lift note is or an email just yet, but you can write a shorter version of the promo that's meant to get a click. You're asking for a different type of sale. Instead of asking for money, you're asking for someone to click in an email. So you can write a short version email of that particular piece of copy. You can hand copy out someone else's